Another big topic in grandMA3 version 2.4 was the presets. And the presets got much more flexible, and especially the universal functionality is much more powerful than before. Let's have a look at one example where the presets get more flexible now with version 2.4. So what I do here is I select my fixture number 1, so just one fixture. We bring it to full and we adjust the position a little bit. So we create a position which should lead the fixture a little bit to the front. What we are doing is we store a position preset with this, and by default you can see it here with the red S. This preset will be stored as a selective preset, which is nice. We call it maybe just front for the moment. And then we created a selective preset. And selective means in this case, this preset will only work for fixture number 1 because this is the fixture we selected once we created this preset. The new functionality now in version 2.4 provides us the possibility, no matter which data we used to store a preset, to call it selective, global, or even universal. So what we can do is we go to the edit settings of this preset, and you will find a new button here which says preset mode. And you can change this preset mode from selective to global or to universal. So what happens when we change this to universal? You can see the preset changed. It has some universal data here in now. And we can select more fixtures. So for example, we want to have our complete spots and we want to have the washes on the floor, so even different fixture types. We bring them to full, and you can see with the green line here, we can already and now use the front preset. Even if it was stored selective, we can now make use of this changed preset mode, which is to universal. And once we call it, we have this front position directly applied to all the other fixtures in our show. So this gives us a lot of flexibility working with presets. No matter if you stored it selective or global, you can always call it universal and make use of the same preset for all the fixtures in your show. Of course, we all know the situation where we have to adjust our presets, and sometimes for some fixtures we need to add some different values to our presets. So let's have a look at the following situation. We have our spots here and we have a nice red preset. This red preset is universal, and of the former versions of grandMA3 you know already that universal color presets are transformed to all fixtures in your show, even to fixtures which are using a different color engine. So that's a good reason to store a universal color preset. But now from time to time you know that you have some fixtures in your truss which have maybe an older bulb, and you have to adjust the color so it matches the rest of the fixture. So this situation could be like fixture number 4, and this fixture number 4 needs a slight color adjustment here in the color picker. You can see it, so it would match the color again in reality. Let's do this and store this into our color preset. So you can see we can merge this in here, and as the preset mode we want to add selective here because we only want to do this for this one fixture, because all the other fixtures, they are fine. So we merge this, and of course what you can see here as a result is a color preset with a universal part and a selective part for this fixture number 4. Of course, then you might come to a different venue and your fixtures are changing, or you swapped out the fixture which has an older bulb and you want to return to the original red preset you had. Therefore, we have in version 2.4 now a new functionality and a new option which makes this significantly easier to use. So what we can do here is we select our spots again and we go to the red. You can see fixture number 4 still has this selective value, but we can just store this preset again and select in the preset mode a new option which is called force universal. So we want to take this universal value we have already and force it to all the fixtures which are currently selected. We do a merge again. We get a pop-up, and the pop-up asks us, are we really sure that we want to take universal, because it has detected selective values, so we get a little bit of help as well. But we want to use the universal value because we want to go back to our initial red. So we check universal, and you can see already that the selective values are gone. So when we clear this whole thing, activate our spots again and select the red, you can see that all fixtures are back to the initial red, to the universal red we once stored. So getting rid of selective or global data from your universal presets is now significantly easier using the new force universal option. This one is now a little bit of my highlight in the whole preset region, because remember what we learned about presets in 2.4? We can call them universally no matter what was the data set we stored them with. So even selective or global presets we can now call universally. And this also applies to magic presets, which is a wonderful help and a wonderful new workflow we have here. So let's create a magic preset. And you know how this works from the previous grandMA3 versions. We have, for example, 2 fixtures in the grid. And one of these fixtures, the first one, gets a red color, and the other one is getting a blue color. We take both selected again. We have 1 and 2, red and blue, and we store a color preset with this, which is fine. And we again get this pop-up where the programmer suggests selective as a preset mode. And this time we want to store it selective because we need this for our magic preset, as you know. So we store a selective color preset. And as you know from the versions before, we can now go to the edit settings of the preset. We can enable magic here. And with the magic preset, what are we doing? We create, let's say a kind of blue to red, turnover. So what we can do here is we select all of our spots, so fixtures from the same type, and we choose the magic preset, and we have this here from red to blue, which is nice. And this is what you know from the previous versions already. But now what we can do with 2.4, we can change the preset mode. So again, we go to the edit settings and we change the preset mode here from selective to universal. And this works now for magic presets, which is cool because now we can use this magic preset with all the fixture types of our show directly. So for example, we want to select the LED wall here, bring it to full, and apply the magic preset. And you have the same, let's say, transition from red to blue here on your LED wall. And the same also with the wash fixtures. So we want to select all of our washes, bring them to full, and apply the magic preset here. And also for the wash fixture, this magic preset works immediately. So check out the new workflow of creating a magic preset, turning it into a universal preset, and use the magic for all fixture types in your show. This is a complete game changer in grandMA3.